Greetings, Benjamin J. from Ben's Trains with another in the series. Well, a follow-up on making a coupler out of a hacksaw blade. Now, this is the result. As you can see, it's far from perfect, but it works. That's the nice thing about it, of course. And I just took that hacksaw blade, ground the teeth off, ground the other side to match, so it was reasonably the right thickness, and then made the initial bend. Now this second bend is difficult to make because it's really hard to hold it. It's such a small space to try to make a 90-degree bend. So you make the initial bend here and then hold this with a pair of needle nose pliers straight across and then make this second bend. Like I said, it's far from perfect, but it works. And we're going to be putting this coupler on this flat car. Now this was very likely a caboose because it doesn't look like there's ever been a coupler on it. Anyway, this is just stuff out of the parts box. So we take the coupler we made, line it up. We're going to be putting it on with a paper joiner, of course. So this is difficult to do with this camera right here in the way. I'm shooting this with a cell phone on a tripod that I made. So we line up the new coupler, insert a paper joiner through the hole, as you see, and then just bend the tabs down on this side. And you don't need a washer on this side because this side, of course, is hidden. So there, we've installed a new coupler, as you see. Is it perfect? Nope, far from it. The thing is, it works. There is no slot, it's just a tab. And I went through my parts and I found an old wind-up car that had no couplers at all. So I snagged the body off of it. And we're going to be using this on this flat car, as you see. So we've gone from a caboose flat car to a piece of rolling stock. So let me pull this camera off the tripod and we'll take it over to the consist. And we will put it on right behind this tanker. So there's the new coupler we made. Tab and slot on the back, of course. All right, let's take this around and see how we do. Power is on. Let's see how this runs. So as you see, it works absolutely perfectly. And so you've gone from a single coupler car to a car that you now can use for rolling stock. Really simple to make that coupler out of a hacksaw blade. Only takes a few minutes. And you can shape it with a file if you don't have a grinder. It works. It actually works quite well. And of course, if you want to take the time, you can drill holes and use a needle file and actually make a slot. But that's a lot of work. Really, really small drill to do that. But as you see, like I said, it's far from perfect. The thing is, it works. And if you don't have a tab and slot to put on there, you're not stuck. You can just make an acceptable replacement out of a hacksaw blade. As you see, it actually works quite well. Piece of mild steel now, and just take a hacksaw blade, heat it red hot, and then make your bends, grind it to fit, and you want to file this tab to make sure there's no burrs on it so it doesn't hang up going through the slot on another car. But as you can see, it works, and you cannot tell from a foot away that that is a homemade coupler. It works absolutely perfectly. It's really simple to do it, and it only takes a few minutes. As you see. And you can do the same thing and put it on a caboose so you have a coupler on both ends rather than only on one end. So it's a simple way to add a coupler to almost any tin litho car, or any car for that matter. It doesn't have to be tin litho. And it's a simple way to make a slot or a tab coupler. Like I said, you can cut the slot, but it's a lot of work. But the tab only takes a few minutes. And like I said, an old hacksaw blade, heat it red hot, grind it to the right dimensions, bend it, and you have a replacement coupler for virtually any Marx car you want to run. It's really simple to do it, and it only takes a few minutes. And actually, like I said, it actually looks quite respectable. Not perfect, but it works. That's the neat thing about it. It gives you a coupler where you didn't have one before. And like I said, from a foot away, no one is ever going to know that is a homemade coupler. It works quite well. So I just want to do a follow-up video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. benstrains@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.